Gonna do a classic animation stream here, animating a random prompt. We'll come up with something and then I'll set a timer, so we'll have like 3 hours to animate and we'll have to bash something out in like 3 hours and come up with an idea. That's the plan. So if anyone has any prompt ideas, I'd love to add them to this list and then we can do a random number generator. Dance or singing? Wash. Soldier. Death. COVID. I don't want to forget. Fitness. Chest. Ego. Circus. Torture. Spelling bee. Severed head. Pain. Why are we all doing like horrible things? Expenditure, loss. Hacker. Simpsons. Radiation. Twerk. All right, how many have we got? We got 45. So here's the moment of truth, huh? All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Number 8. Spooky. I think spooky's quite good. Spooky. A haunting, maybe? Ghosts. Haunted house. Halloween, of course. Vampires. Zombies. Graveyard. Someone had beheading as a as an option earlier, so we can chuck that in. Nightmare. Hands. Grabbing. Jump scare. Dolls. Creepy dolls like Chucky and stuff. Something that seems scary that turns out not to be. Yeah, yeah. Shadows. Good. Nun. Yeah, nuns are creepy. Scary transformation. Nice. Ooh, okay, now we're talking. I like all the ideas, but transform is the one that sticks out to me right now. Scary transformation is our winner. Let's actually get in mine now and come up with something. What could this shot be? Do we need a motivation for him to transform? Is it going to be random? Does he know it's going to happen? Is it a conscious decision? Is it not a conscious decision? These are all the kind of story points we could think about. So, I mean, we could animate the shaders and make him green or something, you know. Jack style demon, yeah, like a red. I always want to think about a motivation for something. So is there anything in the environment that could cause a transformation? The TV remote? Politically motivated transformation. Maybe he could get annoyed at his cooking. That's something I can relate to. His toast annoys him. Burnt toast. Okay, burnt toast is good. I think we'll go with that. Okay, I think I'll set up a timer now. So we've got an idea. We're going to do burnt toast. We're going to have him Hulk out and break the toaster. So here we go. We've got 3 hours from now. Let's figure out how can I frame this in a way that makes sense. It's going to be... I want to be able to see the toast come out, but I also want him to be decently framed. So it's a balance of those two things right now. So let's stick him here. This is where he's going to stand. So we got the toaster. I guess we need the toast. Okay, this will do. This will do. A little bit of toast. And I'll duplicate it. Boom. Yeah, he's going to be super excited that his toast is going to come out. So I guess maybe we can just get him in a start pose just for storytelling purposes. So yeah, we got him excited. So I think I'm going to animate the toaster just to get a general idea of timing. Bit of squash and stretch on the toaster. Exactly. So kind of want it to rumble and then explode. It can squash down. So let's create a little squash pose. So let's just scale it and make sure it's kind of maintaining volume. The toast needs to kind of follow with it. So let's get a little stretch on the toaster now. We can return to this pose here and then we'll explode him out. Boom. So maybe what I can do actually is we've got the change between the squash and the compress here. So what I can do is I can use blend to infinity, which is Control Alt on this slider. And that's basically going to do the opposite of what I just did. So I've got the stretch pose here just by doing that, which is obviously quite time saving than figuring all of that out. But I want the toaster to kind of jump up a bit. And obviously the toast needs to shoot out at this point. Let's get a nice apex of the jump. We can get some cool angles going. But I want to keep this toast interesting as it pops up. Boom. So let's maybe say that eventually the toast is going to come back to its position, but the toast is going to be sticking out or whatever. The toast, I want it to be a bit more offset from the toaster itself. So let's keep the toast going up an extra frame from the toaster itself. And the toaster, let's keep its rotation going. We can arc it around this way. And then it can kind of land and do a little wiggle when it lands. So this toaster is landing here. Maybe we can have it bounce onto the front and then steady back afterwards. Okay, the toast. Let's continue with the toast. Toast is starting to come back down hard, but let's keep the rotation going. Make sure that it makes sense in terms of its spacing. And I kind of want to delay one of these pieces of toast a bit more, so let's do that. Yeah, the camera is not working, but I love this from a wide. I think that's really funny from a wide. So we need to figure that out. I think maybe we just need the camera when it anticipates to go wider. Boom. The toast is going. Boop. I don't want the toast to land back in because the point of it is you can see that it's burnt toast. So let's just have the toast in here. I think what we can do is have the toast overshoot. Cool. So we got this nice little offsetted cell. Boom. And let's animate the toaster a little bit more so it doesn't just settle on this one frame. Look at that toaster pop. Amazing. So let's add just a little bit of noise before this point. Hey, look at that. Boom. There you go. Look, nice anticipation on the old toaster rumbling. How long have I got? I've spent 45 minutes of this 3-hour challenge animating toast. What a legend. So I think what I'm going to do is he's going to be excited. But and then we're going to smash zoom in on him or cut to him. And then he can go crazy, basically. Keep it simple. I don't want to overcomplicate it. But he's kind of getting excited. So he's squishing in. Everything's squishing in. He's getting super excited. Okay. So yeah. That's all you need. That's all the detail you need for just like a story pass, which is what we're kind of doing. So he can maybe just follow this. Cool. He's done a thing. So let's have him look at the toast as it's landing. It's going to be his head mostly. Head and eyes mostly. So maybe in here, we're going to set a key on the camera and then we're going to do a cut. Or we can do a crash zoom. Let's do a crash zoom. So I'm just going to set a key up here and focus on the head maybe. And come in. Or maybe do a 2-frame little anticipate. And then we'll do an in-between and then another in-between. And then maybe we can even overshoot a little bit in here and then have it settle back. Okay, so now he's gonna react. We've zoomed in on him and now he's gonna react and he's not gonna be very happy. So the whole face is kind of together, squishing outwards. We can get a head angle change and kind of be really annoyed. So I want him to tense up. I think just mostly having it in the face to start is funnier, and then we'll have the emotion change happen in the face and then it can ripple through the body as we go. Very spooky. Following the idea of spooky very loosely here. So yeah, we got his nice expression change. And then I want him to do a big anticipation. I want him to really like tense up and he's like gritted teeth, and then he can explode out, and as it explodes out we go to the camera wide, and that's when we can do the scaling and all the crazy animation stuff, which might be way too ambitious an idea for the time that we have, but I don't care. We're going to do it. Cool. Okay. So we can get him nice and gritted teeth in here. Nice. But I want him to all twist up and anger. And he's going to be super angry. So I'm going to shrug him in. He's all compressing in himself. And his arms are going to come up. I want him to be in a reverse C shape. Well, he's in a reverse C shape right now, right? So he's going this way right now. And I want him to anticipate back this way. And then we can explode out. So the camera's going to be in here. And then we can explode out when he stretches his arms out and is all crazy. So he's tensing up a bunch because he's absolutely fuming. So yeah, the camera's going to go wide in here. And I want to see his whole body really as he explodes out. Maybe he can like levitate and shit, you know, he can be like a demon and then like laser eyes the toaster. And I think maybe having him with like white eyes or something could be cool. I'm just going to hide more things to clear up some space. Okay, we can cheat. You know, when the camera's in here, we can key some of this stuff to move out of the way because I think we don't need all of it. We literally just need to see the toaster. So I think we can cheat the perspective. We're getting what we want now. We're getting what we want. Then we can just have the toaster framed in such a way that he can blow it up or do whatever he's doing to it. Cool, so he's got a lot of space over here now, which is good. So I can animate him in that space. I think I'm just going to have him like flying and going like demon mode. One thing that would be great, if I could use one of these controllers in here as like the pivot so that he pivots from the middle. So that when we're doing flying, he's pivoting from like a nice place. So he's going to explode. I'm going to have him go back in space a little bit. and across over here. So yeah, he's going to be levitating up here. He's going from a C shape in here, and he's going to be going to a reverse C. I think having no eyes is cool. He's like possessed at this point. So yeah, you can like tuck in and be all cool and ready. A little bit of asymmetry could be cool in the posing. We can figure that out. So let's look at the beats in general. We've got him really excited for his toast. Toast is going to pop, but it's burnt, so he gets annoyed at it. And then he's going to explode out, and he's going to be all crazy and mad. Connect a ramp into diffuse color if you want to animate the color transformation. But we can get him to go red during when he's all tense in here, and then he can explode out into his demon version. So I can just key it here, and then ramp it up through here. To red. Yeah, awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so we need him to lead the camera. So I'm going to have him ease out in here, which is going to be super broken because we're cheating a million different things. So I'm just going to have to do it all over camera space. I like the idea of leading with the head, and we can have the eyes rolled back already in this part. Cool, we're going to lead around with it. I think that'll be really cool. How long we got? We got an hour and a half basically to get through this last bit. This is going to be a challenge. We can drag the jaw and lead with the top of the head. Let's get these arms in arc so that they can slam down across these frames. Look at this crazy guy. That looks awesome. So we need to figure out this transition. Might be cool to do a flip, just saying. Don't know if I've got time to figure that out, but we can try. Let's just make this ridiculously complicated for myself and break everything in the rig just so I can get the one idea that I want to get. I'm speedrunning now, guys. Yeah, I think in general you need the cog to start to take over in here. And we can keep this as one simple shape. Okay. Let's add more keys. More keys. I'm going to drag the bottom half and create this kind of C shape in here. Let's keep the arms simple and to his side so that it's clear. I want to keep his head stuff leading. But then maybe he's pivoting from higher up so that the arc in camera space of his body makes sense. I'm just going to make him into a little ball basically and spin him around. Cool. We need another breakdown. More breakdowns the better. And I'll just spin him around. That's my plan. But I'll try and make it make sense in space. It's overly complicated for a little 3-hour animation, isn't it? But we're gonna do it. Cool, so we're gonna drag some of this stuff. We're just making him one shape that's dragging at this point. Try and simplify the shape by getting rid of some of the negative space in here. At this point his arms can drag. Don't try this at home, kids. This is mental even for me. We'll just keep it simple to camera. That's the important part. I think we still need another frame in here. Let's continue his movement through here then. It's not pivoting from the middle because I didn't figure out the pivot whilst I was doing it. Maybe we can try and get the spacing somewhat working in perspective. So the head's leading still, so let's get that head round. And this is kind of just a shape. It's going to be so quick that this is just a shape moving through space and we don't really need to worry about it. I could drag the fingers through this. Cool, look at all these cool keys we're getting in here now. So let's get a breakdown in here. Kind of worked as a breakdown. Pretty good. I'm just going to push him forward a little bit to keep him in arc. But let's keep the head lead that we had. And the jaw drag is cool, so let's keep that. I mean, maybe we can keep them in and then have them come out so that he has like a cool moment where he gets to his top point and then kind of explodes out. Legs still dragging. Let's kind of drag this one a bit more maybe, just so that we get a bit of break up in the lead and follow of it. Cool. Let's drag the toe a bit more on this foot. Drag the hips a bit, coming up through here. So let's get some settles in here now. Now we're getting towards this pose. Let's settle him in. So start to ease into him. And we can start to, you know, overshoot some different parts. I might overshoot his up here. So that he can kind of come up and settle back down. And the arms, I think, could be cool if they come up. And then they can come out again later. So he kind of comes up into an anticipation for the pose where he's super mad. Just so that we get some contrast when we go out into this pose in a second. Cool. We're getting there. We're figuring this out. And we can start to continue to drag bits and pieces and break up different bits and pieces. So yeah, I need more time for these arms. So let's keep adding some eases in here. So in terms of his floating, he overshot up as a whole in here. Maybe you can hold up a little bit longer. And then we can arc the arms over more. Maybe we can get the head in and compressed and then have a reversal as he opens up. Right, I want to keep this momentum going on some of these legs and get some cool overlap. Yeah, we need more hold time on this compression in here. Let's track these arcs again. Let's make sure the things are moving and not hitting walls. He kind of just pops out at the moment. I need that to be... I need an overshoot pose for this. And then he can settle back into this. I think that's what we need. Make that like a really big ease in, but we can really explode him out and then have him come back in. Cool. How long have I got? 58 minutes. So we need to blow up the toaster and clean up a bunch of stuff. So I think we can get a little bit of a general rock with this thing to overshoot him down. All right. We're getting there. We've got something interesting for sure. So we can add some more settles in here and then we can figure out what the hell to do to blow up the toaster. I think laser eyes would be cool. I think the weakest part right now is this stuff in here. Needs more anticipation before the flight. Yeah, that was the weakest part for sure. We're gonna add some more breakdowns in there, I think. Cool. Let's add in a nice little setup frame in here where we can squish him and start to lead with the head a bit, like what we have with the facial features. And for fun's sake, I want to break up the asymmetry a bit, and I think I'm going to lead with one eye rather than the other, so let's do that. We can begin the arms down in here. Let's speed that up through here. Let's ease this out a touch, but keep the face the same maybe. I want to add some head shake through all of this. I'm just going to chuck that on a layer maybe and just shake his head around a bunch. Let's compress him down a little bit more. Sick. All right, cool. Cool, so let's get into that pose though. So let's break this down a bit. Let's ease out of this guy a little bit. I think we can lead with the face and arc the head around in an interesting manner. And we can lead with the elbows through this, with the shoulders coming up as well, they're leading. And then we can ease into this guy and establish these arcs a little bit more, continue with the shoulders and elbows leading. I want this arm to be dragging compared to the other arms, so let's keep this in here closer maybe, but keep it in arc, keep the elbow leading. Okay, let's add some more keys in here to break this down and really get into this in an interesting manner. Let's get an ease in. I'll add some more keys in there, I think, so that we can get him shaking and raging up. We keep his head shaking and keep these arcs working properly. Cool, I think that's working decently. It's not perfect, but for the limited amount of time that we have, we got 40 minutes. So yeah, now we need to really figure out the ending and make sure that that beat's working, and then we can start breaking things down more and more if we wanted to and cleaning things up. Laser beams for sure. I need to figure out how I'm going to do it. I think I need to transition him into a pose where he's like standing forward with his eyes. So maybe if we come forward into a C in here with him flying or whatever, and his eyes all lasery, and then we can blow him up. So let's do that. So I'm just sort of moving him as a one big piece to start out to try and get a general idea of what I want. Maybe we don't need as big a pose change and it can be more in the head. Doing like a head shove forward, that's my idea. I feel like I'm breaking that wrist, but I like the idea of bringing his arm up maybe as he does this. And then we can drag this arm back maybe. Or maybe we can get him into some kind of reverse C in here just for contrast imposing sake. Trying to push this pose, find something cool and interesting in that. Maybe we want to make these eyes huge since that's what we're focusing on in here. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere that could work. My idea for the laser eyes was I make some cones and then chuck a shader on them and just hope for the best, you know. Don't know how we're going to make the toaster explode. Maybe I'll just make the camera shake and pretend. What color could this be? Green might be better. Let's do green. I don't want his shirt to be green if it's doing green. What color top should he have? I mean, I guess red could work. Cool. And then let's just animate this guy on ones. We'll make it work in camera space. Like that. Boom. Boop. And we can blow up the toaster in that time. That's so silly. Right, we got 22 minutes. I need a big anticipation. He's going to go more, I think, into a C, right? And then more into reverse C so that the C has somewhere to go. I guess maybe he can squeeze in a bit more. And I guess for the anticipation, we want to like make it clear that he's compressing his face and eyes so that it can pop out more. So let's do the head scale in here. And it can pop out when he does this part. Cool, so let's break this down. Let's ease out. Kind of arc this under a bit. Kind of want to lead with the head since that's the thing doing the big action. Maybe we can do a little cheaty translate. And then let's maybe overshoot this. Cool, overshoot the head lead. I'm going to overshoot this leg up. This leg can still be dragging through. We're just breaking up a bunch of stuff. I'm kind of just cheating everything now because I don't have time. I don't know how we're going to blow this toaster up. I think maybe we keep the lasers held for a lot longer and then I can just add some camera shake and maybe the camera can fall over or something. Let's just start going big on ones. Right, let's tone this down. I think maybe I can just make some cheat pretend effects. I can just make like a white ball that just blows up. And then just maybe just blow it up over a few frames. That's how you cheat the ending, guys. Is there anything really massive missing that I would like to add, I wonder? Maybe I can make his eyes go green. Oh, okay. That would be sick. We can key this thing to transform to the green. Ah, I can blend. I can do a blend. I can do a blend on the toast so that it gets burnt as it goes. Ooh-wee. It's going to go from a nice toast color to black over a few frames. All right, cool. So let's play blast this guy. Oh my god. Oh my god, look. The timer ran out and it fatal errored. Oh. That was it, basically. That was the stream. We made something. I think that was really fun. That was cool to come up with that idea with you all. Thanks for joining me.